Getting medications after the collapse of the US dollar. This is a video on life-saving medications, not narcotic drugs, so if you're looking for that, look elsewhere. Part 2, unorthodox methods to get your medicines. We have absolutely no idea what access we're going to have to medical care after the collapse. It will only be because of the mercy of a few really good doctors that will continue working. This information is based on a couple of books, Preparing for the Coming Collapse of the US Dollar and The Last Domino, which is not as of yet published, but this is information that you need now to be prepared for what's coming, what I believe, very soon. We've already established that perfectly good medication is used elsewhere in the world is not available here thanks to the FDA. Some of these same drugs that require prescriptions here don't require them overseas. What about online purchases? I'm asked that quite a bit. Yes, you can get these prescription drugs online, but it's a crapshoot. There's a lot of fake companies out there. You might get the correct dosage, you might get the right medicine, you might not get anything at all. But there's another option. However, it is unorthodox, and this is solution number 1. In 1988, the FDA capitulated to allow some people to obtain some drugs from overseas with 5 conditions. Number 1, drugs must be for personal use, not distribution. Duh. Number 2, there's a 3-month supply limitation per person. That's going to be important in a minute. Number 3, label on container must identify the drug in English. Number 4, the drug packaging must include a statement that says the drugs are for personal use only. And number 5, the prescribing doctor and patient information must be attached to the container. Ask your doctor for this statement or prescription information and start contacting overseas pharmacies to order your supply. Now here's the question. Does the doctor need to know how many pharmacies you contact, how many times you have this prescription done overseas? That's up to you. Then there's orthodox solution number 2. Take a day vacation. Go to Puerto Rico, Mexico, or Canada, or if you can't afford that, contact a friend who lives there or who is going. Once you have your paperwork in order, assuming that this is a drug that needs a prescription, they can get it for you overseas. This will not work for narcotics. They check that very closely. We're going to talk about pain management and medication later. This is one of the pharmacies in Puerto Rico where many of these drugs are available without a prescription. Antibiotics are required to fight infection. I know when I get an infection, I need an antibiotic. I get it twice a year. But I have to go to a doctor now, pay for the doctor to tell me what I already know, and then pay for the prescription. So when the collapse of the dollar occurs, they're going to be really difficult to get. But I found a solution. Don't freak out. Antibiotics like penicillin, tetracycline, ampicillin, and numerous others are sold every day without prescriptions. They're sold in veterinarian clinics and feed stores. Now, before you dismiss this entirely, listen to the whole thing. If there is another option, take it. But if you don't have another option, start stocking up now. Understand that this is the same medicine that is used overseas at clinics on humans with no ill effects. Okay? Some veterinarians use these drugs on themselves and on their families because they know that they're from the same company. On a recent trip to one of these companies, a doctor noticed that there was a split in the line where the antibiotics were coming off the main conveyor belt. One side of the factory, he learned, went to humans. The other side went to animals. It's the same drug. Now, you might ask me, do these antibiotics in feed stores work? Well, if I admitted to taking them personally, I might be in trouble. But hypothetically speaking, if I had had a bad sinus infection last month and had taken a tablespoon of drug X for hypothetically 7 to 10 days, hypothetically, the infection would be all cleared up with no ill effects. This video is getting way too long. Other antibiotics available in feed stores include the tetracycline, the ampicillin, aureomycin, which is used in hospitals for gunshot or knife wounds, and, of course, penicillin. Tylan is available in Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Canada without a prescription. And we're going to be discussing pain relievers next week. So, hope you enjoyed it.